This is an L sample answer. Keep practicing to build confidence. To try a mock test with these questions, watch our mock test video. The link to the PDF document is in the first comment. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any videos. Let's start off by talking about flights. Do you enjoy flying?
I don't mind flying, but it's not my favorite thing. I enjoy looking out of the window and the excitement of traveling, but long flights can be tiring.
How often do you travel by plane?
Not very often, maybe once or twice a year. I usually fly for holidays or to visit relatives who live far away. It's always exciting because flying feels like the start of an adventure.
What do you usually do during a flight?
I usually watch movies, listen to music, or read a book. If it's a long flight, I try to sleep to pass the time. Sometimes I enjoy chatting with the person next to me if they're friendly.
Do you prefer window or aisle seats on a plane?
I prefer window seats because I like the view and having a wall to lean on. It's also nice to avoid people walking past me. Watching the clouds and landscapes from above is always fascinating.
Have you ever had a bad experience on a flight?
Yes, once my flight was delayed for hours, and we had to sit on the plane without taking off. It was uncomfortable and frustrating, but thankfully it hasn't happened often.
That's the end of part 1. Now we are going to move to part 2. In this part, you will have 1 minute to prepare and then speak up to 2 minutes. Describe something you want to replace. You should say what it is, why you want to replace it, what you would replace it with, how replacing it would make a difference.
One thing I would like to replace is my old laptop. I've been using it for about 6 years, and while it's served me well, it's starting to show its age. The battery life has become very short, the screen occasionally flickers, and it runs much slower than it used to. I often find myself frustrated when it takes a long time to open files or load websites, especially when I'm working on something important or under a deadline. I primarily use my laptop for work, studying, and entertainment. It's my go-to device for attending online meetings, writing reports, and even watching movies in my free time. A modern laptop with better performance would make these tasks much easier and more enjoyable. For example, a device with a faster processor and more storage would allow me to multitask smoothly without worrying about crashes or delays. Replacing the laptop would also improve my productivity and comfort. With the old one, I often need to keep it plugged in because the battery doesn't last long, which limits where I can use it. A newer model with longer battery life would give me more freedom to work from cafes, libraries, or even outdoors without being tied to a power source. Lastly, upgrading to a newer laptop would mean better features, such as a high-resolution display and improved security. These upgrades would not only enhance my daily activities, but also ensure that my data is safe and secure. Investing in a new laptop feels like a practical and necessary choice for both work and leisure.
That's the end of part 2. Now we are going to move on to part 3. We'll continue discussing the topic of consumption. Why do people replace items even if they still work?
People replace items for various reasons. Sometimes they want newer models with better features, or they feel their current items are outdated. Social pressure can also play a role, as some feel the need to keep up with others. Additionally, some items are replaced for aesthetic reasons, like matching a new style or trend.
How does consumerism affect the environment?
Consumerism increases waste and pollution because people throw away old items more often. Factories producing new products also use a lot of resources, which can harm the planet over time. It leads to a rise in landfill waste and higher energy consumption. Moreover, shipping products globally adds to carbon emissions, further affecting the environment.
Should people buy expensive items for better quality or cheaper ones to save money?
It depends on the item. Expensive products often last longer and provide better value over time. However, for things used occasionally, cheaper options can be more practical. Balancing quality and cost is important to make smart purchases. Sometimes, researching products can help find affordable yet durable options.
Why do young people like to change things more often than old people?
Young people often like to change things because they are curious and enjoy exploring new trends and technologies. They tend to adapt quickly to changes and see them as exciting opportunities. Older people, on the other hand, might prefer sticking to familiar things for comfort and stability.
That's the end of the speaking test. Good job.